Hey everyone, what's up? And welcome to episode 3 of the Joe Knows All podcast. I'm your host, Joe. If you're new to the podcast, let me explain to you how things go around here. The podcast will only last between 20 to 30 minutes, maybe a hair under 19, a hair under 20, and a hair over 30. So it's not your traditional hour-long podcast. This being a Bethesda channel primarily, I will be covering Bethesda for the first half of the video, and then the second half, any type of game, and then towards the very end of the podcast will be pro wrestling or sports, whichever one I want to cover that day. So if you guys like either one of those, please stick around for that. That would be much appreciated, and join in on the conversation as you do with everything else that I talk about Bethesda related. So guys, let's get this rocking and rolling. Last night I released a video talking about Pete Hines, certain comments that he made speaking out on this year's E3. That video will actually be down in the description below if you guys are interested in watching it. So today I looked up on Reddit and I saw that there was a stream. Bethesda Softworks was streaming Elder Scrolls, The Legends. That's they were streaming. And Pete Hines has some interesting things to say. First, let's listen to him cover trademark.
We value it some.
Say, yeah. Our hand is really expensive, so it'd be nice to not lose the field lane and die.
Oh, Bad Wolf Live, you're so clever. Throwing those out because this is probably where I trip up. I'm glad you can read trademark filings. You don't actually know anything or who's making that or what it is.
Okay, so what do you guys make of that? He talks about the trademark filings. He talks about, that trademark, that Starfield trademark that we received 2 years ago from ZeniMax Studios, the parent company to Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda Game Studios. So let's take a listen to this the next clip, because then I'll further explain myself on what I think. It'll be much more clear in this next clip. So let's take a listen.
You Italian.
Just like, close enough.
Speaking, why are we still in this room, Wes?
I don't know.
What is going on with our Twitch streaming room? That thing takes longer to make than a BGS game. 2-2. I think we just picked the Scorpion, right? Those are perfectly keepable.
So, what do you guys think of that? So, first off, let's cover the trademark. And let's cover the comment that you just heard. Taking longer than, or almost takes as long as a BGS game. It's almost like it's taking a shot at BGS. You could look at last year, how E3 last year was pretty bad. It was a disappointment. And it was almost that BGS pulled Starfield at the last second if you look at the conference. The conference was geared around a space-themed game, and we didn't receive that. Obviously. We saw stuff for Wolfenstein 2. We saw stuff for Evil Within 2, DLC, VR. We saw all that, but we didn't see what the conference was potentially about. And that's a space-themed game. Bethesda Land wasn't all it was cracked up to be. So maybe with this shot at BGS, maybe Pete Hines himself is a little fed up with them. Then you have talking about trademarks. And granted, I'm no lawyer, so I don't know how to read trademarks either. But not for nothing. ZeniMax Studios, the parent company to Bethesda Softworks, releases this trademark. And it came out in April of 2016. Bethesda has been talking since Elder Scrolls Arena has been talking about making a space game, digging into the realm of sci-fi. You could go back to the 10th Planet, a game that was scrapped that they wanted to make years ago. I think back in 1998. So there's a lot to pick from there. There's a lot to speculate on, especially with the latest Todd Howard interview. It's almost like Pete Hines is getting mad. Let's look at the tweet that I made a video on yesterday. The two tweets. Somebody tweets out to Pete Hines, the Intruder Gaming, a subscriber of mine, tweets out to Pete Hines, hey, I'm looking forward to E3. Is it going to be good? And Pete Hines said he likes how everything's coming together. Cool. Then somebody said, will it be better than last year's E3? Then Pete Hines responds with, it depends what you're looking for, essentially. So it depends what we're looking for. In the stream, he makes a knock towards BGS. And he knocks trademarks, the whole trademark business. Which, rightfully so. I would have done the same thing if I was him. Because just because we can read a trademark filing doesn't mean we know what the hell it means. And it could be a code name for all we know. Probably isn't, but it could be. But he just seems really fed up. He seems pissed. And rightfully so. I would hate to think this, but could BGS, could they have maybe pulled something else this year? And he's just fed up with them? Or that first initial tweet when he said he likes that everything's coming together, that maybe he has to pull back a little bit because maybe he told us too much. Listen, there's been a lot of hints. We heard from Todd Howard himself that there's a game of full production. That's one step before the game going gold. We heard Pete Hines say that they've been working on a conference since September of 2017. That's months and months and months in advance. The conference is this year, June 2018. We've seen BGS tweet thanking 1 million followers, but also saying they can't share what they've been working on and telling us all to stay tuned. But what Pete Hines said recently was pretty interesting. And it makes you think a little bit what he said in those streams. Made a knock towards BGS. And that to me speaks volumes about maybe how things have been going over there. So we don't know. They do have 300 people working on the game. On whatever they're working on. As opposed to the 100 that was working on Fallout. So, and Bethesda Austin was a thing well before they announced it. So, guys, we just have to wait and see. Bethesda disappointed us last year. They did. They did. And it would be bad business for them to do it again this year. But if they did it again this year, good God, everything would be going up in an uproar. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really do feel we're getting something this year. They're sitting on a cash cow. I've said it a million times. I said it. They have 750 million reasons why to release a game. Because it only takes them a day to make it off of a game. That's what they did with Fallout 4. Yes, maybe Fallout 4 put a bad taste in the consumer's mouths. But me personally, it's a good game. And anything BGS releases is going to be good. And I can't wait. It's just, I do realize if you're afraid of getting burnt, they did burn us last year. But like I said, I highly doubt that'll happen again. It's just, to me, let me know what you guys think about what Pete Hines has to say. Because, to be honest with you, it's very interesting, and it's almost like you're screwing around with us a little bit. It's interesting. All right, guys, that was the Bethesda portion of the podcast. Let's move on to Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar game. Red Dead 2 is on its way October 26th of this year. That should be a lot of fun. Personally, I've never played Red Dead. I never played the first game. But I'm hyped for it, and I'll tell you why. I played GTA Online with a buddy of mine. I think I sunk 50 hours in a GTA Online. And if they come out with Red Dead 2 and Red Dead 2 has an online similar to GTA, I'm game. A Western game. A Western online game. Are you kidding me? I'm all for it. I don't know how they would do it. They could be a little goofy. GTA, goofy game. So the online, they could be a little goofy with it if they wanted to, which they probably would. They made a ton of money. They're making a ton of money off of GTA Online. They could milk Red Dead 2 for as long as they milked GTA. They could do it. Then I think personally, after Red Dead 2, GTA 6 will come out. But that won't be for a really long time. Because they'll probably milk Red Dead 2 for 5 years. If they could make an online as extensive as GTA 5 online. Definitely, but that's one thing that has me hyped. I have to play Red Dead. I have to play the first game. The thing is, though, it kind of spoiled it for me. Because I never played the game before. And I know the ending of it. You know, everybody and their mother knows the ending, if they play the game or not. So that kind of ruined it for me, and it's like, do I want to play it? But I heard it was a great game, and I do want to try it, especially since I can play it on the Xbox One, backwards compatible. So I really do want to try Red Dead. I have to before the game comes out, before Red Dead 2 comes out, because I won't just buy it for online. I'm going to want to play the campaign. So, will you guys be buying Red Dead 2? See, it all depends on what Bethesda does, to be honest with you. If Bethesda comes out with a game, do I have time for Red Dead 2? Probably not if BGS releases something. Probably not. But it is something that I'm going to keep an eye on personally, and it'll be a quality game. Rockstar's good, but like I said, let me know if you guys are going to be getting Red Dead 2. 'Cause I don't know if I am, so I still have to play the first game. But Red Dead Online, if that's a thing, that will be really cool, and I would love to dive into that. Play with some buddies. Red Dead Online. It's just, it makes me think of how they would do like the cars, but like I said, they could go goofy. They don't have to be all strict. It's a video game. So it's a Rockstar game. So I could see them being serious for the storyline in the main story, but not so serious for the multiplayer. I could definitely see that. So let me know what you guys think about Red Dead 2, about online possibly. And yeah, if you guys will be playing that. So let's move on to games with gold. Okay, games with gold is great. PlayStation does it as well. Game Pass is phenomenal. That's one thing that Microsoft has over Sony. They have a leg up over PlayStation now. But the one thing that confuses me is they're giving you a game, Microsoft, games with gold. You have a game for free in Super Mega Baseball 2. It came out for free. It was available free the day it came out. So if the game's $30, $40, that developer lost that much money. It's not a trial. You could take the full game and own it. It's games with gold. That's how it works. PlayStation owners have to buy the game, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So if you're an Xbox owner, you get a free baseball game. It isn't pretty good. I have it. I downloaded it myself. It's not bad. But why? What incentive do you have to buy the game? I'm not sure if it's free the whole month or for 2 weeks. But I don't have to buy the game now as I own it. So what incentive, when you release a new game, what incentive do you have to release it free? If it's not a microtransaction game where it's free to play and it was meant for that, when Super Mega Baseball really isn't, it's more of a local game. What's the point? You lose money. Let me know what you guys think about that. Because me personally, I just think it's a bad business move. Thanks for a free game. Quality game at that. It's a good game. Cartoony. Still a good game. But I got it free. You made nothing off of me. Do they get something from Microsoft for handing out their game for free, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but me personally, as far as a business point of view, I just don't think it makes much sense, to be honest. So maybe I'm out of the loop, who knows. But let's move on to the final part of our podcast, of the Joe Knows All podcast, episode 3. Thank you all for watching if you're still around. Much appreciated. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, so thank you. More Bethesda content, Let's Play content on the way. My weekend Let's Plays, hopefully starting Saturday night and Sunday night, so hopefully Fallout 3, modded, fingers crossed. Let's move on to sports now. I'm a big New York Knicks fan. They hired a brand new head coach, David Fizdale. Great basketball guy. He would be a great guy in the locker room. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James endorse him greatly. Which is now leading to rumors that LeBron James could possibly become a New York Knick, and I laugh at that. As a New York Knicks fan, I've already gone through this. I've been tortured already. Back in 2010, when he said he wanted to come over. And he didn't. He went to Miami. Granted, better, situation than New York was. You only had Amari Stoudemire at the time. But my point is, if LeBron James, tests free agency, which he will, if the Knicks had the cap space, why would LeBron James play with the Knicks? Kristaps Porzingis most likely out for the year. Emmanuel Mudiay, Ntilikina, those two is really it. Kyle O'Quinn's going to be a free agent. Tim Hardaway Jr. is still there, 3 more years, but he's okay. He's not bad. The one guy who unlocked his potential, Budenholzer, he could have been the head coach, but he's not. They got Fizdale. But I like the Fizdale signing. That's not my point. My point is, if the Knicks did it to try and reel in LeBron James, well, that's stupid. You could have hired Mark Jackson as your head coach, which I don't know why that guy doesn't have a job. He did a great job in Golden State, arguably built them. He put them in a spot to succeed. So I don't know why he's not there anymore. There's a reason why that guy does not have a job in the NBA. There's a reason. I don't know it, but there's a reason. He couldn't even get a job with the Knicks. So I'm just wondering. And he's a New York guy. So he's a former Knick. He played with Ewing. I'm curious as to why he doesn't have a job as a coach in the league. I don't know. There must be a reason. But if you guys feel that LeBron James is going to hop over to New York because of David Fizdale, you're insane. He's not going to come here with a team that's rebuilding and with a team that's just learning how to play together. Your best player is not in the lineup. If he was healthy and 100%, I can maybe see it. You get LeBron James and maybe somebody else to team with Porzingis. But Porzingis isn't playing next year. So, if you guys think the Knicks are getting LeBron James, you're out of your mind. You're just out of your mind. All right, guys. That wraps up episode 3 of the Joe Knows All podcast. I thank you all for watching. Please hit that like button, comment if you haven't already. Please subscribe for more. Channel update is on the way. Sorry I got this out a little later tonight. I was talking to a buddy of mine. You might know him, but I was talking to him and had a nice time. So this came out a little later than usual, but it happens. All right, guys. Once again, I thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more. Episode 3 of the Joe Knows All podcast comes to a close. Channel update on the way soon. All right, guys. Godspeed.